You cannot order the book from Amazon.
Yes, I can.
Oh, the latest book, that is worth you read it at least 3 times.
Can you send me link what I should
Yeah, yeah.
buy?
I
Okay,
will
good.
send the link. And so we are talking about the 40 steps. And but what is common in all these 40 steps? So day before yesterday, I started thinking about it, that what should whether I should start talking about these 40 steps. And suddenly, then my mind went to another text which says there are five aspects of the sadhana. So it summarizes in all the 40 steps, we have to understand that these five aspects are present. So, and it is so simple. This is a way to present, and I like this very much. I followed this for many years, and I said I should talk about this. So, the first simple, if we remember, the first is adhikari, means that I am a seeker. I am a businessman, I am a husband, I am a wife, I am a son and daughter. So I should have that awareness when you wake up in the morning. I am a seeker in the morning, I am a seeker before going to sleep. So I'm just giving so first is known as that seeker. Second is known as approaching the teacher, teaching, and the knowledge. So it means if I am a seeker, then I can approach the teacher, teaching, and the knowledge with awareness, with commitment, with sincerity. That is the second step. The third aspect, uh, this master talks beautifully. The third aspect is upadeshana. It is known as upadeshana. Upadeshana means teaching, shravanam, listening and learning. And the fourth step is all the practices, including contemplation and reflection. And the fifth is the phal. Phal means the result or the experiences, the change in my behavior and attitude that I get every day, not one day but every day. So now these five aspects have been explained differently by the different masters. So I thought better to talk a little bit in detail about this so that your mind is. So, first is the seeker, second is approaching the teacher, teaching and the knowledge, third is the shravanam, listening and learning, fourth is the manan or contemplation, reflection and practice, and fifth is the result. So, in all listening and learning and practices we are doing, we should have we should have these five aspects in common. In common. So let us, as I told you, that seekers first is known as the adhikari. Adhikari means the qualified seeker in English. Qualified seeker means that what is that qualified seeker is? Seeker's mind is. Outside we remain physically it is the same, but internally the mind changes. What is the mind changes? I'm worried about the money. Seeker is worried about the nature of the reality that I have yet to find out the real self. so, so that level of curiosity and level should be there. Oh, I'm worried about, my My honey become crazy. She does not understand, and I have to teach. And the seeker's mind says, no, let me teach myself. Leave her on whatever she is doing. Let her do. I have already told her a couple of times. So now let me become a seeker. So I remember. It is not that, I intellectually have understood. So I wake up. I wake up as a seeker and I sleep as a seeker. I wake up as a seeker. I just got this thought in my mind, so I thought better to write it down. So wake up as a seeker, think, speak, and act as a seeker, and 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 so what it means by by waking up as a seeker, the seeker's mind and attitude is different. Attitude is different than the ordinary person, that who is a non-seeker, than that of a non-seeker. So this is just, it will help us. I'm just why I started this topic, the 5 aspects. That when the morning I wake up and I say I am a seeker. Seeker of what? Seeker, I'm seeking I'm clear as per the teaching. I have to question the nature of the reality, or you can say the purpose of life. Seekers is very clear about the purpose of life. Non-seeker is not clear about the purpose of life. Seeker is clear about the nature of reality, of the purpose of life, and suffering. So instantly, if there is any suffering, I recognize, no, I have to move to the permanent state of the happiness. And this suffering is caused by if I am a non-seeker. So I have to get rid of it. So basically, you see the question. It's a beautiful way this master presented. So I contemplated a lot and I thought, oh, this is what the master is talking about. So simply we read it's a qualified seeker. I'm already a qualified seeker. So 18 hours of, or you can say 16 hours, just take an example. 16 hours of our life is a non-seeker and what? And hardly 1 hour while practicing or listening, I am a seeker. It will not work. I am a seeker. It will not work. Internally, it's an internal attitude. I'm a husband. It's an emotional and mental relationship. I'm a son. Mental. So mental, I have to move my mind. I have to start thinking from today that I am a seeker. And seeker means what? I'm looking for. Looking for, seeker is looking for end of suffering, twofold goal. End of suffering and awakening. That has to be clearly not only understood and assimilated in my life. So why? Because then the question of reality always remains in the mind. No, I have yet to reach to that state of consciousness. That is one way to explain this first aspect. Means that why this master? I question myself why this master says qualified seeker. Because I am aware that I want to understand the purpose of reality, the purpose of life, the reality of the universe, and the permanent happiness. So we are just trying to understand the very first uh, aspect of this 5 stages or 5 processes. Process, you can say, process, method, tools, to remember myself, all these 5 aspects every, in every, in every talk and the practice. So my mind goes, am I a qualified seeker? So now I'm doing the practice and I succeeded. Did I listen to the talk? Yes. So let us cover all the 5 aspects clearly. So I have a profound why I'm looking for, why I'm going for an Eastern wisdom. So there is an inner discontent. There is an inner emptiness, despite having achieved the material success. I'm successful in the business, and but in the profession, in my relationship, but but the ultimate reality is too far. I feel the sense of emptiness. Outside everything is fulfilled. So let us answer each qualified seeker by why, then what. So what is this? What is this? What a why, and then who. So let us answer the who. So who is this? So I'm a seeker. So I'm doing a personal journey of realization is a self-discovery. It's an individual journey. So I need not to worry about what is happening outside. I should not poke my nose in all the affairs, including your husband or a wife or son and a daughter. Don't engage yourself too much. Just be very clear. Where is the best way to deal with the external life? It doesn't mean that you don't leave your what happens is that you are able to change your attitude. She does not understand. Okay, I have made her to understand twice, thrice, yes. And am I clear about it? Yes. She does not or he does not understand? Yes. So why I'm spending too much of my mind and mental effort in changing anyone outside? So just live. So now what happens? Your mind is ready to endure. Mind is ready to keep a balance, keep a calm and peace even in these adverse situations, in relationship, in business, in life. So we have to be a seeker. Qualified seeker means that. What is this? Eastern wisdom says that qualified seeker is aware of the basics. Aware of the basics. So we have already done a lot of the understanding of the basics, and then we should devote completely, dedicate and commit completely to the journey of the self-discovery. Commitment also requires a reasoning, cause and effect. We should not rationalize. The moment you rationalize, it will cause a lot of challenge. So what? We have answered what, why, and then where. Yes, that where I have already answered. So once a seeker, always a seeker. I have to remember that I am a seeker while talking to you, while eating pasta, while driving. I am a seeker. I am a seeker. So in early days, when I used to drive in India, and I said, where I'm driving? No, I'm driving to my office. So why don't you drive your mind to the real self? I used to just uh, start changing my thought pattern. So it takes 40 minutes to reach to the office, and how long it takes, that's the question came to my mind. I always ask, how long it takes you to reach to your real self? And the question came, how long it takes you to reach to yourself. So I'm just talking about my personal journey. So what means, I should not only listen and learn, I have to find out the time. I have to find out the time for contemplation and reflection in the beginning. But then what happens? Your reflection and contemplation continues. It becomes the habit. So in the beginning, seeker understands that I have to create a fixed time for the practice, and then what happens? Your attitudinal change keeps the practice all the time. When? So I remember from the tantra, I'm mixing another principle from the tantra here. So tantra says that there are 4 great powers of a seeker: time, knowledge from the text, including the teaching from the teacher, effort, personal effort, and utsaha. Utsaha means enthusiasm. You have a burning desire. You have a headache, but you say you have a burning desire that bypasses the enthusiasm. Aurobindo has written from his own experiences. He had a tremendous enthusiasm and a burning desire. Aurobindo, in the very beginning, he was a great revolutionary, and he wanted to kill the entire British Empire. And then he realized that it is better to go into the spirituality, and from the spirituality you can better serve the nation. Something is popping up into my mind, and it was a big surprise, even though many masters were aware when the India will be liberated from the British rule. But Aurobindo, in 1927 or 23, perhaps, if I'm not clear about 23 or 27. In 23, he wrote, on 15th August 1947, India will be free from the British rule. So it means, your burning desire, one part of the desire was always there, but you became a seeker. So the British intelligence agencies were chasing him, and he landed up in a French town. Pondicherry was under the control of French. So there the British spy cannot go. And there he made his big ashram, and perhaps he never came out. One reflection I got, that many masters, they go out at the international level, and then they say they have followers. I'm deviating, but it's important to understand. So then we have 50 million followers, etc. He never left the Pondicherry until his death, 1950. UNESCO, the UNESCO, the UNICEF, the United Nations, because the way he gave interpretation of the Eastern wisdom, there are 3 big projects going on into the Pondicherry with an assistance of these 3 big organizations. And the 4th one is supported by about 120 nations. He gave a different expression of integral philosophy of Eastern wisdom. So many Nobel laureates and scientists who are retired are a part of that project. that how we can evolve collectively. That is the basic project. How we can evolve collectively means how we can reach to that state of awakening collectively in a particular group. It's a huge complex in Pondicherry. So he never left the place. That is the most important. And still he has such a tremendous influence on the entire world. We have many study centers and they are silent. They don't make any too much of media presence. So that is also remarkable. Now, another aspect that we should also understand in being a qualified seeker, the basics we have been talking about, the purity of the mind, nitya and the namitya karma. It means, I want to be a spiritual person inside, I am. But externally, I'm not leaving any nitya karma. I have to do it. I will continue to do it. I will continue to do it. So what it means, I am relatively free from the objective world where I'm performing my personal, professional, social duties internally because I have a freedom. So it means I have a harmony outside, so I have enough time to spend mentally contemplating and reflecting on this journey. So all these points, you have to listen and make your own points where you are lacking. That will help a great deal. So the second part is Guru Upadeshana. So Guru Upadeshana here simply means approaching the teaching, the teacher, and the knowledge. Approaching the teacher, knowledge, and the teachings or the text with humility, with sincerity, with commitment. So now you see that everything becomes clear. Once you remember this, your mind will recall, oh, this is what it is. Or it demands the purity of the mind here. It simply demands that I have to keep thinking about my journey of life, my purpose of life, instead of I should waste my time. Now, I should also think about the goals in life, but it should be very clear and it should be balanced. So here the second step has why. If you ask why, that why I have to approach, why I have to approach? So simple. Remember all the time that any knowledge in the world outside is the objective knowledge. And what we are seeking is the subjective knowledge. And the subjective knowledge has to be learned from a teacher from the text already existed. Already existed. Already existed. Science says, I discovered a new world, a new universe. We say you are wrong. Discovery is new, but the world already existed. So there is not a new world. It is not a new world. Now, I'm just giving you some thought-provoking ideas to, oh yes, so there is no new discovery at all. Yeah, there is a new discovery. No new discovery of what I was not aware, I was ignorant. But it already existed. And what about the self-discovery? The absolute reality always exists. I have to rediscover my identity with it. In order to learn that, I have to approach that reality by learning from the teachings and in a master and a disciple tradition. That is the answer of second aspect, approaching the teacher. So why approaching a teacher? So I told you, the teacher is there, the text is there, and the teaching means the knowledge is there. So my mind should focus again and again on the knowledge. You are listening the talk again and again. The moment you start contemplating, your focus is on the knowledge. We have already approached the teacher. So this second aspect is how to approach the teacher. That is what teacher, knowledge and teaching. So why I should respect and move with the humility and sincerity with to the knowledge. Sincerity, commitment simply means that I am responsible. This is my goal of life. I should find out the time. I am willing to spend not only the time and the effort, and I have a commitment. There is a sincerity. Another point here. This master, I looked into all his literature and I realized this master says that my mind should be, and intellect should be full of energy to question, to see the cause and effect relationship. I should not accept the teaching as it is, just to memorize. No. That is also comes under the second aspect. So when the question comes, when I'm curious, when I'm sincere, when I'm committed, when I'm using the intellect, that how come this is true? How come this is true? And then that curiosity, that sincerity is required while approaching this knowledge, and a complete dedication is required. When means the time. So in the beginning you have to find the regular time for the practice, for listening, for contemplation and reflection, creating the questions, and after that you can take it with you wherever you are. So now you see you are doing your personal and professional job with reference to the absolute reality. That is what the Nitya Karma is. Now I'm redefining. That is what the Nitya Karma is. I did not get what I want. What I get, I don't like. What I like, it does not remain forever. I taught you maybe 2 years ago. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So I have to contemplate what I want. Does my wanting remain pertains to the real self? Clear. Now what I want, I do not get, so I am frustrated. So let me find out what I want. I do not get, I am frustrated. Why? Because I am seeking some pleasure, some happiness in what I want. Look at this. So when we are very much clear, the mind calms down. Oh, mind says, oh, let the mind continue with the journey of the self-discovery. How? How we have already done it. How means that I should have a clarity in the mind. Mind should not have an emotional dependence. The intellect should contemplate and reflect. and I will continue the journey so that I can reach to that state. Third point. Now the third point is simple, Shravanam. So you see that in the first 2 points we have prepared a ground. We have prepared a ground. A qualified seeker, I have heard, understood what it means by being a qualified seeker. So I start developing those traits, and every trait that a qualified seeker has, it is going to help you in your personal, professional, social, and the material life. You need not to worry. You know how to maintain that state of the calmness in the midst of the problems to solve the problem. Calm. So the calmness is required both in case of in case of journey of the self-discovery and living this entire in the world at the applied level, at the transactional level. Third is because you have struck a harmony in your personal, professional, and social life, and it is possible. It is 100% possible that we normally try to poke our nose in even in affairs which is not at all required. Your honey says, I'm very sad, but internally you are aware, I'm calm, yes. So let us understand why you are sad. Now, if he or she answers, and those answers pertains to the attachment to the world, it's better to escape. Or just say that, oh, let us be, this is because of the attachment, and it is better to leave manage our attachment, get rid of this attachment and feel calm. And now he or she reacts. So when he or she reacts, then remain calm. Okay, I may be wrong, then better you decide what needs to be done. Leave. We should not be very much stressful. We should not force anyone. Why? Because the mind will go outside. Third point is the listening. So listening, you can say either listening with a pure mind, one. So when I listen with a pure mind, I'm attentive. I'm aware and attentive of these principles. So I cultivate a receptive mind to listen and learn these principles. Or you can say, we should engage our mind with the teachings, with the knowledge wholeheartedly. Yeah. I got some. No, we will not go there. So listen, Shravanam. I discussed about this, why awareness and attention and receptivity is required, because we are talking of the subjective reality, and the mind is already dictated by the impulsive, habitual nature, habitual action in the thought of the objective world. And that is why the master demands that we should have that level of receptivity. And that level of receptivity helps us to retain that knowledge. So, if you look back in the first two steps, qualified seeker, humility, sincerity, awareness, and attention, they are working in the third aspect. They are, because now I'm already receptive, I'm committed, and now I have to listen, not only listening, but I am able to retain that knowledge. If we cannot retain the knowledge while in Shravanam, then what to contemplate? And that is why I say that you have to do the repeat listening. So that is why we say the humility is required, reverence is required, receptivity is required, and that comes because of the purity of the mind, and a qualified seeker has purified this mind. So you can include all those aspects, Mangalacharan and the four connections and and the fourfold practices in the first two steps. And that is why we are ready for that. So engagement is very important. I always say there are 5E. First, so there I created some principle, 5E. First I said engagement. Is the mind fully engaged in listening? Yes, I have understood it. Second point is educating the mind on what you have heard. Sama, inner calmness. And now you go out of the room and you see, there is a chance to react because of my past and old habit. So I say no. My mind internally says no. Let me continue to be into the peace. So the first E is engagement. Second E is educating. Educating the mind. How you educate the mind? Based on the principles of subjective realism. And the third one I said evolve. So by education you evolve and you also evolve. Evolve means now your mind lives in a different state of the consciousness. Educating, you have educated the mind. Mind may live into the higher state or not. But the evolution means now you are living in a different state of the consciousness altogether. In that state of the calm and the poise, you are not affected by the world outside. So, first is engagement, second is educating the mind, third is evolving. Fifth is enlightenment, and fourth I don't remember, but it will come whenever it comes, then I will tell you. So I remember that. So 5E. Now you see that seeker, yes, the third aspect we are talking about Shravanam, a qualified seeker. Qualified seeker we have done. Now the fourth aspect, so this should be kept in the mind. The fourth is what we can say manan, contemplation, reflection, practice, plus all the practices comes here. So I'm a qualified seeker. I heard the principle. I understood the principle. So let me contemplate and reflect on that principle. How the breathing helps me to refresh the mind. But if I have to refresh the mind, I have to do the breathing practice all the time. Then is it possible without doing the practice I should live into that state? Yes. That is a part of the Shravanam and Manan. So the fourth aspect is the it is Manan and Nididhyasana practices. This is one of the most difficult thing to do. And on the other side, it is the most easiest thing to do. You are sitting and watching the TV but not contemplating and reflecting. You wake up in the morning and your mind has certain thought, you get engaged into it. This mind gently skips the contemplation and reflection. That is my personal experience. Oh, no, 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 I have to do this. No, let me talk to this guy. And it took me almost a year to start dropping. No, I don't need that to talk. There is nothing there. There is nothing. Oh, the phone. Just now the phone has rang, and I said, why should I attend the phone? Unless it is extremely urgent. Or in meditation, no way. Manan and nididhyasana. And any practice that we do, we need to question that why I'm doing, and it is helping me, it is calming me down, it is relaxing me, so let me continue to do it, but understand. If there are any active steps, make them passive and see what happens. Coming back to the third aspect. The third aspect, which I said, Manan and Nididhyasan. Manan and Nididhyasan. I made many points, but I'm making main points. So after listening and learning, or you can say intellectual understanding, intellectual understanding. Yes, I have understood it. And after an hour, I forget it. So that is why the contemplation is required to assimilate the teaching. Normally, we say intellectual understanding is the way to receive the knowledge. Answer is yes in the objective world. Oh, this phone is very good, so let me buy this phone and use it. Very good. But here the journey is that I have to look at my whole nature, body, mind, intellect, and ego, and I have to understand the entire mechanism. I need not to understand the full mechanism of the smartphone. I just open it and start using it. That is why the contemplation and reflection is required. He is doing Gita. I told you this guy has started learning Gita. Almost it has been now almost 1.5 year. During this journey, he had to file bankruptcy of his company. Wife does not listen. So what happened just a week ago, he said, I understood there is one principle of karma yoga and karma sannyasa. Well, that is in the 5th chapter of the Gita that we will learn and understand. So what he did, that he started listening the talk I gave to him, and he did it 5 times. He heard it, and then he had a revelation. So it means you can have an insight. And in the midnight, he wrote that now I am free from the external pressure of bankruptcy. Now I have to deal with the state of calmness. We met last week, and he said, I'm so happy. Now there is another. That level we have to understand, and we have to see if it is happening or not. And the way I told you, son keeps on doing the meditation. He has been very close to me during my period of practices. His wife was reluctant, not willing to undergo any form of the practices, and even though she was attending my sessions for the last 6-7 months. She met with an accident, car accident. She could save herself. She has a lot of pain in the body. Tuesday was her session. So she sent me that I met with an accident with a picture of the car that I should believe. I'm not telling a lie. After 2 minutes, she said it is better to attend your session before I should go to the doctor. So it is an influence from her husband, because husband had that insight. He became a higher level of a seeker. He is responding calmly. He had changed his attitude and behavior, and that has led her. So she did the session, and I was very happy. I said, this is what one should do. Provided if you are urgent, if there is some urgent, it's okay. In contemplation and reflection, you have an individual responsibility. Teacher is not there. Yes, for help, the audio talk is there. But in our tradition, even the talk was not there. It means that you become a perfect seeker, qualified seeker. You heard it, you go back, and then whatever you remember, you write it down. You contemplate and reflect on this. See that? So that I have an individual responsibility, how much I have embraced the knowledge, how much assimilated, how much knowledge I have assimilated, and how much changes have taken place. So once that takes place, you will realize the importance of contemplation and reflection. This guy, I think he started journey in 2008 or 9 here. And then he left in the middle, and then he started again. So sometimes the outer difficult situation also makes you a qualified seeker. That is what the Krishna says. Oh, I have nothing now. I am handicapped. I'm limited. I have nothing to do but to file bankruptcy. Now I am stressed completely, but I want to get rid of the stress. So he started learning in this period. So a simple way to say it, Manan and Nididhyasan, contemplation and reflection, plus practices, will create a habit. Habit that I am a seeker, I have to do it, and I'm doing it, I'm getting it. So this is what the fourth aspect is. Fourth aspect and the fifth aspect, the phal. Phal means the result. My master used to say that whenever you do the practice, after the practice, analyze, contemplate, and reflect on the experiences you have. How my mind was totally distracted. Let me contemplate what happened during the practice. My mind was distracted. What was the object? What was the problem? What were the thoughts? So it means this pattern of a thought has a deep-rooted impression in my mind. That is why they popped up during the practice of meditation, and that is why I have such an experience. So I should recognize that this experience of hesitation and lot of the thoughts is not required. What I need to do, sama, dhamma, uparati, or even the pranayama or the mantra, or no. That is okay, but let me understand it clearly why it is happening. So, what is going to happen? The more you contemplate and reflect, it is happening because of these reasons. I have those thoughts in my mind. Your mind will become free. And the next time we will do the practice, it will become free. So, the phala. So, I move from one experience to the other experience. Phal means the result. Or you can say here, I undergo, there is a positive way, I undergo 7 different stages of meditation as explained by Patanjali. So I'm using that reference point from the Patanjali. Oh, this is the first stage. I'm able to sit and for a longer period, body remains steady, the mind is distracted, breath is normal. This is one way to explain it. But other way to explain it, there are 7 stages of meditation. So that once we experience, I'll point you out, that is what it is. So you should be able to express here. So just after every meditation practice when you do, just sit calmly and find out what happened from where I have started and what happened in the middle, what happened in the end. So people sometimes say that it is very difficult for us to return from the meditation. And that is why I told you, I asked you, requested you that once you listen to the meditation practice by an audio, it is better to continue, keep in half an hour window. Continue doing it and let us see whether the body, breath, mind associated with the ego helps you to continue the journey or get absorbed. So indirectly, I made that one. So then I recognized these 5 aspects. So I said, no, let me give you a brief of it. So the result of the journey includes a deep sense of peace, calmness, clarity, and understanding. Clarity is there. Clarity means that I have a higher level of awareness. So we are corresponding this. I have a clarity about the problem in the world. Because of my higher level of awareness, I could solve this problem. See that? Then there is a shift in perception. I see the world in a new way. So, what is the new way? The world has become new? No. My perception is new. But why is the perception new? No. There is a perception only, there is no projection. That too is a higher level of awareness. Perception with projection, perception without projection. Perception with a projection. Heart projection with anything in the world. Projection. The moment we have projected, we have to make a constant effort, or the action we have to continuously think about it, and that is going to destroy our meditation. You see. So fifth one is the phala. The, the phala means the result. Another part that the 5th aspect teaches us, if I follow the 4 steps regularly with commitment and sincerity, then the mind says that unfoldment will take place gradually and progressively. Today, if I did not succeed, let me contemplate and reflect and continue the next day without breaking the. Yes, results means experiences, change in experiences or experiences of many visions, colors, images, gods, goddesses, uh, extreme heat in the body, and other kind of sensations. So at least I should acknowledge that something happened and let it come and let it go. I should remain open to these changes in the experiences, and I should not start trying to repeat the same experiences again. Because I want to know myself, my real self. Real self is different and separate from the experience. What other points of the fruited journey? Yes.
Usually I don't see any color or vision. I just feel my body very still.
Very
so
good.
Tamaguma Guna is
Yeah.
active, and very often I feel some more energy after the meditation and some peaceful. Sometimes it's with me, and then mind became active and I'm losing it.
Yeah. But you see, the higher energy, definitely more peace. Higher energy plus the peace is what the higher level of awareness is. There lives the right perception, because then now the mind is not ready to project anything. Once you open your eyes and you start living in the world, your mind does not make you those your mind does not become impure or does not get attached. Higher energy, peace inside, that is inside you, that results into a higher level of awareness. And in that higher level of awareness, if we go a little deeper, we recognize that as if I'm separate from the body. I'm doing all the activities is done by the body, breath, mind, and intellect. But then I have a sense of freedom. So there are many changes, but this is good what the changes you have been explaining. That is good. So contemplate that now you have to remember these 5 aspects in every 40 step, each of the 40 steps, and then we will see that how we can progress into this. That is all for today. Thank you. We'll meet again on Wednesday.